I tend to agree that in 2030, I don't even know if Bitcoin's going to be the winner. You mentioned quantum. What if a quantum came in, quantum resisted, crypto came in and was able to flip Bitcoin that was better than Bitcoin? I'm okay.
So in comparison to Ethereum, the block time is 12 seconds and the finality is more than a minute. So you can see the fast block time of XTC really helps with the fast finality, and it's actually very important.
Actually the question is not how institutions are adopting DeFi, it's how they navigate it, right? And now it's really about navigating it versus are they touching it or not? They are. They're already interacting with it. And
while we're waiting, I'll go ahead and I'll get started with this. We'll just do a little quick opening before we jump in. First off, right now, we are in a very interesting part of crypto adoption where just over the past consecutive couple of weeks, I'm sure you guys have all seen the hype that has come back to the table that we haven't seen in quite some time, considering that the total cryptocurrency market cap significantly rose in valuation, breaking into new all-time highs, and has seen the biggest monthly candle that the crypto market has ever seen in the entire history of crypto. And I'm sure you guys have experienced this personally, but individuals that probably never speak to you throughout the entirety of your existence started hitting you up over the past consecutive couple of weeks, asking you what they should do about crypto, when you most likely have been telling them, get involved in crypto and pay attention to crypto for the past couple of years now. So I wanted to bring that to everybody's attention by giving you guys this portion of a tweet that I put out, or a post that I put out to you guys, where I said the best part of these crypto pullbacks, as you guys know, over the past, let's just say 48 hours, we've seen, over $150 billion liquidated from the crypto markets as the markets have slightly cooled off. The best part about these pullbacks is that people start to realize that Moonboy hype will not get them far. They turn to real day traders, real investors, and real researchers who focus on solid, in-depth research. So before we get started in today's video breakdown, I just wanted to take a second and show my respect to other individual researchers in this space that I hope you guys go out and follow as well. So I said, shout out to all the true researchers out there. Your work may go unnoticed, which it does by the mainstream, but we are the ones guiding the way. Keep creating high value content, even if it means sacrificing views and likes. It is not about chasing dopamine. It's about lasting success. I shouted out, obviously, of course, the CYPRX research team, Mr. Aqua, Mr. Man. Oh, sugars, I actually tagged Mr. Aqua in this twice. I meant to post Mr. Man, but you guys should know Mr. Man by now, right? Smoke, Red Pill Pro, Jake Claver. We got Utility Theory and Tokenizer on there. All individuals in this space that I can, not necessarily back, but just confirm that they project non-biased, non-opinionated, valid, good information onto the internet space. And they're not here to manipulate you guys into believing something is going to continue up for forever. They're really in-depth, good, great researchers that I highly recommend you guys follow if you don't already. So I just wanted to take a step back and show my appreciation to other good researchers out there. Obviously, of course, this list could go on a little bit further, but just off the top of my head, when I was writing this morning, those are the individuals that I could immediately think of. So with that in mind, now that we have over 250 people on this call, let's get started into today's video breakdown. So we are going to cook the books with XDC. We're going to jump into XDC. I have like 20 tabs open for you guys. Considering that we're in a market pullback and that market optimism has slightly faded, I'd say that it's still remaining in the market above $3 trillion. We're just seeing some slight profit taking as we end the business month of November, the last week as we roll into the last month of 2024. I really want to dive deep into why I'm so bullish, or some of the reasons why I'm so bullish on XDC as a digital asset and XDC network, and what it is that they're attempting to do, what they're integrating, what they're capable of. Again, non-biased, non-opinionated information. This is just research that, again, goes readily unnoticed to the mainstream. So in today's video breakdown, we're going to tap into fundamentals surrounding XDC. We're going to tap into video clips, and I'm going to show you guys a perspective surrounding XDC that again, like I said, goes readily unnoticed, even amongst the researchers that pick apart XDC. Okay, talk about partnerships, talk about fundamentals, and so on and so forth. So all of this started today with Tim Daly's post here. Now, this really piqued my interest because I remembered reading this a couple of years ago. So I was wondering if this was outdated, which it is. It's 2 years old, but he said here in a post that is from Fireblocks about the XDC network and how it mentions that they've enjoyed a monumental surge in activity over the last 12 months, as more than 4,000 smart contracts have been deployed on the network, representing over a 600% increase. And that was obviously, of course, as of time of writing. Now, you can go over to Fireblocks and you can see that this post here that Tim had posted more recently was from back in April 14th, 2022. So I got a little bit excited when I read this because I thought this was like updated information. But then remembering back, you know, when I really started digging on XDC, this just sounded so familiar. So bringing this to your attention, I want to give you guys some updated information, some updated developments on things that are currently happening in the XDC ecosystem, some fundamentals that have come out, and let's just say the last month, that show you guys that XDC is a sleeping giant. In my personal opinion, it is one of those utility assets that not a lot of people understand. A lot of people try to compare it to like XRP and XLM because it has an X in it. But in reality, it does something and solves a problem that's completely different from both of those digital assets that I just named. Similar features, right, with scalability and easeability, low gas fees, very cheap to send, so on and so forth. But overall, trying to solve a completely different problem than XRP and XLM. All right. So let's jump into this. I want to go through the fundamentals. This is going to be one of those deeper research video breakdowns. You're going to need a higher attention span to stick through this, but it's going to show you guys juicy information. And if you hold the digital asset XRP, it'll most like, or sorry, excuse me, XDC, it'll most likely make you even more bullish than you already are now. And if you don't hold the digital asset XDC, then this video breakdown will be a good foundation for you all to be like, maybe I should start doing research on XDC or just in general what it is that I'm going to be talking about in today's video breakdown, which is going to be zero knowledge proofs and quantum resistant digital assets, and how we are in the midst of a massive transformation where people are starting to realize that these are going to be things that are going to need to be integrated into these blockchains and these digital assets moving forward in order for them to survive long term. A lot of people right now are really disoriented by the price appreciation that we're seeing, and people are missing the fact that I'd say still to this day, a very large portion of the digital assets that are currently operating in the ecosystem now, they're not going to be here 10, 20 years from now. And that is just a fact. Eventually, we will see some type of purge, some type of systemically important event that shakes a lot of the current digital assets that are operating in the market now out. And so in my presentation today, I want to show you guys why I believe that XDC will be one of those surviving digital assets. Again, we could sit here and debate on price appreciation or where price is at now. That's not what I'm here for. I'm not here to give you guys opinionated information. Do I personally think XDC is going to trade much higher than the price that it's at today? Absolutely, 100%, just to get that off my chest. But that's not what this is about. This is about showing you guys why I believe that is to be the case. So let's touch on this. First, we have Andre Casterman here posting on his LinkedIn profile. This is going to open the door to some events that XDC Network is participating in that they're going to be on stage in collaboration with large-scale financial institutions talking about MLETR, talking about digital transformation amongst trade finance. And this is just to show you proof. This is the stuff that the mainstream is never going to bring to your attention, okay? So next on the ITFA FinTech Committee agenda is our half-day seminar taking place at the Big Apple on December 12th, 2024. This is coming up in a couple of weeks. Our host is Lloyd's Corporate and Institutional, and we will meet at their offices on Avenue of the Americas in New York City. And then ITFA posted this as well, where it says MLETR 2025 planning seminar for the U.S. market. As policy developments continue to shape digital innovations across transport and trade finance based on MLETR, several G7 nations have promptly upgraded their legal frameworks to embrace digital negotiable instruments, as recommended by the UNCITRAL, I hope I pronounced that correctly, UNCITRAL, since 2017. That's a very large acronym. This is opening a new era for business and lenders as new use cases and value propositions can be developed to increase product differentiation, and client satisfaction. The US market has progressed much on the policy side, which has influenced our decision to host the MLETR 2025 planning seminar for the US market in New York City. That's massive right there. That's a nice little tiny key gem that the US market and regulatory prospects have progressed in the US front. We expect attention to digital negotiable instruments to grow in 2025 as major banks take the lead and help the industry establish new market practices and open account trades. And if you click this link right here, it'll take you over to the ITFA website where it talks about this MLETR 2025 planning seminar. And I just want to show you guys who's going to be talking on stage. We have representatives from JP Morgan. We have representatives from Lloyd's Bank, again, two large financial institutions. And then right here, you can see we have Andre Casterman, board member of the ITFA and founder. And then right below that, we have Billy Siebel, executive director of the XDC Foundation. Also on stage, we have the head of financial and institutional distribution at Wholesale Banking ABC. So, I mean, this just shows that XDC is in the nitty-gritty with these financial institutions. They're going to be sitting on stage, and we've heard in previous video breakdowns from previous events that XDC has participated in that they've also presented their solution to large-scale financial institutions. So this just goes to show the continuation of that being the case. All right, again, nobody in the mainstream is going to tell you that this is happening. You're only going to see it here at CYPRX. So this is an event that we could look forward to paying attention to coming up in December on the 12th, 2024. I thought that I'd throw that in there. Moving forward, I just posted this to you guys on X. It got a lot of decent impressions, over 13,000 views. It's an individual developer on the XDC network, and he goes to talk about the speed and scalability of this new upgrade, XDC 2.0, how it's better than Ethereum. So I said, imagine the impact on XDC price when enterprises and institutions fully recognize its superiority over ETH. And we're going to get into that today, how in multiple different ways, not only through the quantum resistant feature that XDC 2.0 just became available, also through its zero knowledge proof capabilities as well, it is better than ETH. Okay, so I said it's faster, it's more secure, and more scalable than Ethereum ever could be. We are still in the early stages. So let's just take a second here and listen to this XDC developer talk about this. It's about a 30-second long clip.
Another important feature of XDC 2.0 is on the block finality. So finality just means how long it takes for a block to be confirmed and forever recorded onto the blockchain. In XDC 2.0, the block finality is 3 blocks, and the XDC block time is 2 seconds, which means the finality will be 6 seconds. So in comparison to Ethereum, the block time is 12 seconds, and the finality is more than a minute. So you can see the fast block time of XDC really helps with the fast finality, and it's actually very important to a use case of Subnet, and we'll come back to that.
So I thought that I'd play that because this isn't the first time that we're seeing large scale, platforms discuss this. Like, for example, that particular panel discussion on YouTube has over like 24,000 views. And so that's what I'm saying, like, in this post, imagine when large-scale institutions and enterprises start to wake up to the scalability and the features that XDC network hosts over Ethereum in the form of superiority. And this is not the first time that we're seeing large-scale institutions mention this. For example, I posted this to you guys here, and I said, this is back from August 30th, 2024. Trade Trust posted this. I said, what's going to happen when more people wake up to the power of XDC in the trade finance industry? It's game over. And you can see here in this post from Trade Trust, estimated cost for transactions. Here's an estimated breakdown of the gas and cost involved in interacting with contracts. You should be aware that the estimated gas required different slightly depending on the stages of contracts when called. And you can see here on the Trade Trust website, it's a detailed breakdown of different transferable records if you were to utilize ETH or Matic Polygon or XDC. And you can see right here that XDC has the lowest transaction fees. Okay. And this is directly on Trade Trust. Now, more recently, this is from November 4th, 2024. We can see Sunil Senapati, head of XDC Network, right here at this Trade Trust event, okay, showing you guys that they are still heavily involved with this organization. And if you're not too familiar with how they're integrated with Trade Trust, you can see this is an updated report. This is actually a very good, detailed, lengthy report from Blockworks. This is from October 22nd, 2024. And if we scroll right down here where it talks about Trade Trust, again, the organization that mentioned on their website publicly how much more efficient XDC network is compared to Ethereum, it says right here, XDC Network leadership teams in collaboration with Trade Trust are also actively spearheading efforts to globalize the use of the Model Law on Electronic Transferable Records, or the MLETR. The work is disrupting conventional trade finance practices, freeing the industry from its dependency on complex, slow-moving, paper-based processes by leveraging MLETR to enhance the security and reliability of digital records and transfers. It's no small feature. This effort is quite literally bringing the global trade finance industry into the modern digital era. Trade finance's processing velocity, cost efficiency, and transparency, security, and environmental impact all stand to make massive gains as a result. According to Andre Kasterman, founder of the DNI Digital Negotiable Instruments Initiative, early adopter banks such as Lloyds Bank, whom we know is speaking on stage at this most recent ITFA event that's taking place in December 12th, 2024, again, sitting on stage with XDC Network. You think it's all coincidence? No, it's continued development. Will scale use of digital negotiable instruments at cross-border levels through the four-corner model, reusing correspondent banking relationships. Further highlighting the steady stream of progress, in May of this year, the SBI XDC Network APAC successfully completed a proof of concept experiment showcasing the ability to transfer value using digital assets across distributed ledger technologies. Specifically, the experiment involved the XDC network and the R3 Corda platform, demonstrating how this method can enhance efficiency and streamline inter-business settlements and trade transactions, right? So I just wanted to show you guys that. I like that this report from back in October talks and discusses about Lloyds Bank, talks and discusses about Andre Kasterman, the XDC network, and now we can see continued developments with this up and coming event, where each of those individuals and organizations that I just mentioned are going to also be participating in this upcoming event. So it just shows continued partnerships, continued developments, and continued growth, right? Moving on. This was a nice, interesting post that I posted a couple of months ago, and it is pretty much an infographic showing how XDC could be compared to if Ethereum and XRP had a baby. So you can see this infographic. It says smart contracts on Ethereum, dApps, and layer 1 blockchain. Then if you go over here to Ripple's XRP, it says fast transactions and low fees, interoperability. It's ISO 222 compliant, and it can be utilized for cross-border payments. Then if you put ETH and you put XRP together, it equals XDC. Again, I didn't make this infographic. I don't even remember where I found it at, but it makes sense. You can see here, XDC is a layer 1 blockchain. It is the only layer 1 blockchain, the only layer 1 network on the ITFA, for the record. Smart contract support, dApps, fast transactions and low fees, interoperability, ISO 222 compliant, and it can be utilized for cross-border payments. Military-grade security, eco-friendly, KYC-enabled masternodes, EVM compatibility. And then in the next slide, it talks about a detailed breakdown on each of these features. Now, I'm not going to jump into this, but I thought that I'd throw that in there as well because I like that infographic. It does make sense. Again, there's a lot of individuals on the internet space that think that XDC is trying to compete with XRP and XLM because of the name and because of mainstream influencers bringing it to people's attention, but that's not the case at all. It's solving a completely different use case. So moving on. This was massive and a really great find from the CYPRX researchers. So shout out to the CYPRX research team for this one. World KYC posted this 1 day ago. This is so monumental for the future of not only the blockchain ecosystem, but what digital assets are going to be required to have via some of their requirements in order for financial institutions to get involved. So we're going to jump into this. World KYC, for those of you all who don't know, first off, we got to just get into that. If you head over to their website, okay, you can see right here, it says private authentication. World KYC offers a secure framework for decentralized identity management, incorporating zero-knowledge proof of individuality, evidence of vitality, and discreetly authenticated communication. I'm freaking nailing these big words. The platform ensures KYC compliance while fully adhering to privacy regulations. This is again World KYC, who is now integrated and partnered with the XDC network. Operating in a decentralized manner, World KYC utilizes a network of reliability identity custodians, enabling both businesses and individuals to engage in communication while adjusting privacy preferences, spanning from complete anonymity, dang, that's a hard one, I butchered that one, to comprehensive identity disclosure. And if we come over here where it talks about them, World KYC, this is where it even gets interesting, okay? Because again, I'm going to show you guys how XDC just announced a partnership with them. World KYC provides a secure infrastructure for decentralized identity management with zero knowledge proof of personhood, proof of life, and stealth authenticated communication. World KYC is a decentralized leveraging a network of trust identity custodian, which allows businesses and individuals identification with, oh, there's that word again, anonymity. I hate that one. Authenticated Web 3.0 on social media or crypto transactions. Global payments, check this out. It says, are synchronized with compliance to Financial Action Task Force travel rules, leveraging SWIFT GPI standards. And this is coming directly from the World KYC website. So for those of you guys who are not familiar with World KYC, now in some way, shape, or form, you are. You can see that they're integrated with the Financial Action Task Force and SWIFT, and that's massive considering what they just announced on their LinkedIn profile. So check this out. It says, on-chain authentication business profile. Like I said, this is going to get a little bit lengthy and is going to require your attention span, so stick around. This is deep research. Introducing the authenticated business profile on World KYC, a verified digital representation of a business and its employees. Once an authenticated, authorized representative of a company completes the verification process with World KYC, the representative can register the company and add additional authorized users to the platform. All authorized representatives are then given a business profile and a V card, which is authenticated and immutable on the XDC chain. That is massive. That just goes to show that in some way, shape, or form, behind the scenes, XDC is or is becoming, in a sense, regulatory compliant or working with regulatory compliant organizations, which is, again, like I said, to relate back to the ideology behind this video, I'm attempting to show you guys why I think XDC and the XDC network is going to be a long-term survivor. This immutability enhances security and trust by ensuring that the information cannot be altered, providing verifiable proof of authenticity for all parties involved. The V card is a powerful tool designed to enhance trust and credibility in professional interactions. Here's how it stands out. Establishing legitimacy in business interactions can be challenging, especially when dealing with new clients or partners. An authenticating process or business profile provides verifiable proof of your company's identity, increasing confidence among prospects and stakeholders. By utilizing the XDC network, a highly secure and scalable blockchain platform, World KYC ensures that all business profiles are immutable, transparent, and easily verifiable. This on-chain verification guarantees that your business identity remains secure, auditable, and accessible, enhancing trust of the brand. That's monumental. Okay. Again, like I said, I'm attempting to do research on showing you guys why I think XDC is going to be a long-term survivor. So if we continue down the rabbit hole, right? Remember, I showed you guys that post of the individual representative from the XDC dev section, or he was like a lead developer of the XDC network. Okay. This guy right here talking about how XDC is better than Ethereum. Well, now let me show you in another way, outside of just speed and lower gas fees. Okay. XDC network is even better because it has is zero knowledge proof adaptable, or at least is integrating zero knowledge proofs into its blockchain. So check this out. This came from Crypto Slate. This is a fundamental piece. It's from October 5th, 2024. Why Ethereum's next step is zero knowledge. Keep in mind, XDC is already compatible with zero knowledge proofs. Okay, check this out. It says, in some ways, the EVM is stuck back in 2017. As our team kept digging into the zero knowledge space and Ethereum's relationship with it, we discovered that Ethereum actually does have some compatibility with zero knowledge proof. Elliptic curves using a precompile, which essentially makes it more efficient to handle the computation involved in verifying a proof. But the network currently only supports 3 mathematical operations on a single curve. So even though it could be compatible with zero knowledge proof, Ethereum right now, again, according to this report from October, is not. Technically, it's possible for Ethereum to adopt a more advanced precompile over time, but it can take years for them to be implemented. The last precompile was implemented in 2017, and there have been none since. Why is that? A lack of demand? Is it actually not feasible to implement them on Ethereum? And even the community is able to do so. Will it still be efficient to compute with these new precompiles on the EVM? It's not clear, but what is clear is that the EVM needs to be overhauled, and having zero knowledge proofs verified on chain is still too costly for the average use case. Again, keep in mind, XDC is compatible with zero knowledge proof. So I just thought that I'd share this again, because there's going to be those individuals that's like, oh, Why are you telling everybody XDC is better than Ethereum? I thought that I'd show you physical examples outside of it just being faster and cheaper. All right. Here's another fundamental piece about zero knowledge proofs. This is from Signum, a large-scale financial institution here, okay, talking about the same thing. And it says, in traditional finance, zero-knowledge proofs are expected to gain popularity because financial institutions are hesitant to reveal private data on the blockchain. Not to mention, both in terms of customer trust and as pertain to regulatory obligations, zero-knowledge proof technology, however, allows them to keep their sensitive information secure and at the same time still enjoy the benefits of using blockchain technology. Zero-knowledge proofs are also versatile and a powerful tool for improving blockchain scalability. The rise of zero-knowledge rollups, a layer 2 scaling solution which can execute thousands of transactions off-chain, are especially important for networks like Ethereum, which I just showed you guys doesn't have them, which have struggled with slow processing speeds and congestion issues and high gas fees. So in this report from Signum, it literally pretty much mentions that financial institutions over time are going to want to adopt this feature. And I just showed you guys how XDC Network already has this feature and is working with an organization that is compatible with the FATF and SWIFT in providing these solutions. So again, I'm just attempting to show you guys research as to why I think XDC Network is going to be a long-term survivor. All right, moving on. So that was a big one. And then last but not least, I have this fundamental piece from the INATBA. We're going to just read a little bit about this. It's from October 2024, and it again is talking about leveraging zero-knowledge proofs for GDPR compliance in blockchain projects. So I'm going to reshare my screen, and we're going to come over here to some of my highlights from this fundamental piece. Okay, so here's this document, right? And in this document, we're just going to read 3 little tiny snippets. If we scroll right down here, it's again a whole entire document that talks about zero-knowledge proofs, and it mentions, as blockchain technology continues to mature, which we know it's going to, its core features, immutability and transparency, present obstacles for complying with modern privacy regulations, including the General Data Protection Regulation, that's what GDPR stands for. The permanent and public nature of on-chain data combined with blockchain's decentralized framework creates challenges for developing blockchains-based or decentralized solutions in areas that involve personal data. Zero-knowledge proofs, or ZKPs, offer a way to overcome these obstacles, enabling blockchain projects to meet GDPR requirements while preserving the benefits of decentralization that we know now XDC can do. Okay, so just keep in mind, again, I'm just trying to show you all more data and more information, more research as to why I think XDC is going to survive. By enabling individuals to retain control over their personal data while ensuring compliance with regulatory requirements, solutions like ZKP-based identity verification are setting new standards for secure and efficient KYC processes. And an organization, World KYC, that is involved in some way, shape, or form with the FATF and SWIFT did what? Chose to build out a solution on the XDC network. Piece 2 and 2 together, right? As we continue down this rabbit hole, zero-knowledge proofs represent a pivotal, there's another one that gets me, a pivotal advancement in achieving GDPR compliance for blockchain projects by ensuring data privacy, supporting data minimization, and enabling the right to be forgotten, and enhancing scalability. ZKPs provide a robust, look at this, they even put this in bold. ZKPs provide a robust solution to the privacy and regulatory challenges posed by blockchain technology. As the adoption of ZKP continues to grow, blockchain projects can achieve the delicate balance between the transparency of decentralized systems and privacy requirements of GDPR, paving the way for more secure, compliant blockchain applications. And so now I've shown you guys that the XDC network is already 10 steps ahead of the curve. Not only is it faster, is it cheaper than Ethereum, but they've already implemented the ability to implement ZKPs into their systems, okay? I'm freaking cooking right now. Go ahead and smash the thumbs up button and subscribe if you guys are watching the recording, all right? As always, like I said at the beginning of this, in these pullbacks, you start to realize that the deep researchers like myself and many others out there are the ones that are going to continue to keep you guys in the loop and the ones that are going to continue to keep you guys educated and forward looking. Again, this is stuff that right now, considering the market over the past 48 hours has lost over $100 billion in value, is never going to bring to your attention. What are the mainstream influencers talking about right now? What are the mainstream media outlets talking about right now? They're not talking about research. They're not trying to keep you guys forward looking and in the loop, trying to teach you guys why this stuff is so important to pay attention to and why it's important to do deep research when you're investing in these things for longevity and not just short-term dopamine fixes. All right. So again, like I said, if you guys are here, you're watching this as a recording, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe. If you're here for the first time, you're tapping into CYPRX, maybe through somebody that shared this live. Again, follow us on X. All non-opinionated, non-biased, deep research like what it is that we're presenting here for you guys today. And if you hold XTC, like I said, this whole entire presentation is probably going to make you more bullish. And if you don't hold XTC and you're hearing about it for the first time, as we progress and I show you this other solution that's being implemented into the XTC network, you're only going to get bullish and want to do more research. Okay. So check this out. This is from Sean White. Sean White, if you don't know who this individual is, okay, why it's important that you pay attention to what he says. He's a core member of the XTC network, primarily fixated in the Australian ecosystem for the XTC network. And right here on his LinkedIn profile, okay, he said just a week ago, obviously, of course, we know that XTC had an upgrade to XTC 2.0, but check this out. He said, it's an honor to be invited to share our XTC network updates. And one of those, updates, he says, why XTC 2 protocol upgrade now facilitates one of the most quantum resistant blockchains on the planet. That to me is so freaking bullish based off of, what I'm going to share with you guys here today. But like I mentioned, Sean White, he's no one new to this space. If you don't know, if you're not too involved with XTC network, this is also massive considering something that I just shared for you guys that was posted on the Stellar Development Foundation YouTube page. Check this out. So Sean White here, you guys can see, was sitting on stage with an individual representative from Block Demon. We'll get into that in just one second, but here you can see wallets, nodes, and real-world assets supporting the new economy. Sitting on stage, Blockchain Australia, Sean White, XTC Network, and ZJ Oyang from Block Demon. Sean White from the XTC Network, I'm just reading a little snippet of this orange fundamental piece here, underscored the importance of blockchain and trade finance. He emphasized XTC Network's focus on institutional-grade infrastructure, particularly for fast, secure, and compliant transactions, where bridging the gap between traditional finance and blockchain, creating a seamless and secure environment for trade finance. He explained highlighting partnerships with custody providers like Fireblocks, right? Fireblocks, like I mentioned, back in 2022, why I even started this fundamental piece because of what Tim Daly shared, right? Mentioned XTC Network in a 2022 report and talked about how massive they have grown. Okay. Now, if you're not too familiar with who Block Demon is, again, Sean White sitting on stage with an individual representative from Block Demon talking about institutional adoption of blockchain and digital assets. Okay. Look at what Block Demon is. Block Demon provides access via institutions to yield. Okay. Look at this. This is literally Block Demon's website, the power of blockchain economy, the complete institutional solution for seamless, secure, and efficient Web3 services. You can see right here, who do they have? JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Citi, Circle, Microsoft. I'd like to fixate your attention back on JP Morgan because remember, I like to connect the dots. I like to build these webs and show you guys how interconnected everything is. Sean White from XTC sitting on stage, Block Demon, all right? Block Demon's website has a sponsor right here, JP Morgan. If we head back over to the ITFA, right, event that's taking place where XTC Network's going to be sitting on stage, who's going to be also sitting on stage? A JP Morgan representative. Do you think that this is not coincidence, people? They are building a new financial system. Everything that they are doing right now behind the scenes that, again, is going to go unnoticed to the mainstream, all of this information is all the stuff that you as an individual are going to have to piece together on your own behalf to stay in the loop, to make sure that you don't get left behind, and to make sure that you're investing and integrating the correct technologies into your portfolio. Okay. So back to Block Demon. Okay. Again, an individual representative sitting on stage with Sean White, since we're on the topic of XTC Network. Do you guys remember Stellar Development Foundation posted this October 31st, 2024. This is, hopefully I don't butcher his name, Gitan Thabot. I completely probably butchered that. He's an individual representative from Block Demon. And on stage here, he confirms that institutions are already here. Institutions are already and have their hand in this market. Take a second here and listen.
Than what we could hear 2-3 years ago. And I think it just reflects as an industry how now institutions are getting into not just dabbling into blockchain and actually the question is not how institutions are adopting DeFi, it's how they navigate it, right? And now it's really about navigating it versus are they touching it or not? They are. They're already interacting with it. And I find that this example was kind of a reflection of the sophistication.
So I thought I'd throw that in there real quick. Like I said, everything is interconnected. The fact that they're openly admitting that on stage, and you have individual representatives from XDC Network discussing on stage with individual representatives from Block Demon who just confirmed on stage that institutions are here. XDC Network representative talking about institutional grade infrastructure, particularly for secure, fast, and compliant transactions. Piece 2 and 2 together, right? They're not just going to go out and blatantly say, hey guys, everybody get on the board with XDC Network. Again, that is why here at CYPRX, we're committed to doing this in-depth research for you guys. Moving on back to what Sean White said. I know that I kindly went down the beaten path about how XDC2 protocol upgrade now facilitates one of the most quantum resistant blockchains on the planet. Why is this so important? I want to take your attention back to this video post from HODL by Trescon, CBDCs and cross-border payments, a deep dive into technical aspects, a panel discussion that took place 11 months ago. Ladies and gentlemen, this just goes to show that what I'm displaying here for you guys goes readily unnoticed. This video breakdown I shared previously only has 104 views. And I can guarantee you that probably 50 of these views have come from individuals in the CYPRX private community, okay, when our CYPRX research team shared this. But these two representatives on stage talk about the future of this post-quantum environment and how a lot of digital assets right now in blockchains are not quantum resistant, and that could be a major problem in the future. Again, this is not an immediate threat, but it is a threat, and I'm going to show you guys. Actually, as a matter of fact, before I play these two video clips, let me share this with you guys. It is a threat that I feel like not a lot of people are paying attention to. So this is a fundamental piece here. You can see this is from DigiCert, post-quantum cryptography ready. And if we scroll right down here to page 5 on this PDF, what does it mention? It mentions to build a framework that survives this shift. And I just showed you guys how Sean White from the XDC network mentioned that now XDC2 protocol is now one of the most quantum resistant blockchains on the planet. And look at what this says here. Armed with insights from your baseline assessment, it's pretty much talking about how institutions and blockchain organizations need to upgrade their infrastructure to be quantum resistant. It says, baseline assessment, it is time to proactively build crypto agility into your cryptographic framework. But first, remember, quantum readiness won't be achieved in a day, and there is no one day and done solution. You're essentially retrofitting the world's cybersecurity infrastructure to be quantum safe. So the goal is a kind of crypto agility wherein outdated cryptographic assets can be replaced. Keep that in mind, because this document again talks about non-crypto, or outdated cryptographic assets are going to be replaced. Okay. And then if we head over here, this is another document supporting the same ideology. Let me remember this, page 9. Scroll up here. I just want to show you guys who this document is from. It's from the World Economic Forum. If we go back down to page 9, where they're talking about this post-quantum world, this post-quantum environment, check this out. It says, what are quantum computers? In classical computing, all information is represented in bits. Quantum computers use qubits. Hold on, let me find where it's already multiple quantum algorithms that show potential to achieve signal. Hold on, let me find it. Okay, check it out. Here's where it is. I lost my highlight. It says, when will quantum computers, or when will the quantum threat become mainstream? The field of quantum computing is still in its infancy stage. So remember, I just said to you guys, it's not an immediate threat, but it's something when you're investing long-term. That's why I'm bringing it to everybody's attention. You need to make sure you have a portion of your digital assets that are aiming to be quantum resistant in your portfolio. So that way you can at least secure that. Right? You know that eventually this is going to be something that affects the markets. So you want to be investing for the long term. That's why, again, I invest in the XDC digital asset, because it is now quantum resistant. And like Sean White mentioned, it's one of the best blockchains for quantum resistance. It says the mechanisms we have today are still far from being mainstream and threatening cybersecurity. Leading experts in the field forecast the quantum threat will materialize in about 10 years. This timeline, although uncertain, could arguably be even shorter, especially given the asymmetry of information and secrecy across the globe regarding the advancements in quantum computing. This is again from the World Economic Forum. This is not from me. I'm not like waking up in the morning and like, oh, let me go tell everybody to go invest in XDC because it's quantum resistant. This is something that the World Economic Forum is projecting to you guys. But again, think about how many people have really read this document. Probably none, right? In the retail space of things. This is like an institutional document. The advancements in quantum computing by certain nations look for strategic advantages. Regardless of its timelines, organizations need to take a risk management approach to understand that the timeline is accelerating towards the shelf life and danger zone. With migrations of previous algorithms taking approximately 10 years, it is vital for organizations to pioneer the shift towards a quantum-safe cryptography to thrive and stay protected from cyber attacks. So again, the reason why I'm bringing this to everybody's attention, that Sean White mentioned this literally just a week ago, is because he said that XDC2 protocol, this upgrade, now facilitates one of the most quantum resistant blockchains. So I feel even more confident holding this digital asset in my portfolio from 2030 and beyond. Okay. Now back to this fundamental piece right here, this post, this panel discussion. I want to play 2 video clips that just go hand in hand with not only the 2 documents that I just mentioned to you guys about this post-quantum threat, but now you're going to hear it from individual representatives from large-scale financial institutions talk about the same exact thing. So just take a second here. We're going to play 2 video clips back to back.
And I see one of the biggest issues is actually the quantum resistance, which we don't even know if it's safe yet or not, because the quantum war not came yet, and it will come, and it will come, and it will come. And perhaps then all the SHA-256 encryption, it will just be opened already. We don't know that, so it's really so hard to say, but everything is to come. But I personally, to answer
the latter stages of their last bullets in their gun. So I tend to agree that in 2030, I don't even know if Bitcoin's going to be the winner. You mentioned quantum. What if a quantum came in, quantum resisted, crypto came in and was able to flip Bitcoin that was better than Bitcoin? I'm okay with that, right? And we don't know what we don't know. And that's the thing about like...
That statement right there is absolutely massive. What if a quantum resistant crypto was able to come in and flip Bitcoin? Now, I don't like to get into the speculative nature of things because you're going to have those opinionated people that are going to be like, oh, it's going to be XRP, it's going to be XLM, it's going to be this, it's going to be that. I don't care. All I care about is investing in the long term for my long-term strategic portfolio. And we can clearly see in the now things that are going to be exposed to this market in the future, like quantum computers and the threat of cyber attacks. And we're seeing progress now amongst major organizations and blockchain, like the XDC network, integrate this now. And so that's, again, why I'm attempting to bring this to everybody's attention. So all through all, this entire video breakdown, right, we covered the speed, the scalability, XDC network, how it's much faster, it's much more prevalent and cheaper than the Ethereum network. They have integrated zero knowledge proofs, and they're participating in a large-scale organization, World KYC. Okay, here you guys can see this is an announcement. Just by the way, this is yesterday. This is like fresh. This is from November 25th, 2024. On-chain authenticated business profiles on the XDC network through World KYC. And I showed you guys directly on the World KYC platform when they mentioned in there about us, global payments are synchronized with compliance to FATF travel rules, leveraging SWIFT GPI standards. Okay. This is very important. And it's going to be one of those things, in my personal opinion, that's going to be required of blockchains and organizations in the future to provide so that institutions can be comfortable utilizing these features, utilizing these digital assets. Then I talked about and showed you guys examples from large-scale organizations like Signum, talking about how Ethereum doesn't really have these features. And if they do, or if they implement them, it's going to take time for them to. So I've already shown you guys how XDC is 10 steps ahead of the curve. Not only that, but we had individual representatives on stage, XDC network sitting on stage with Block Daemon representatives, Block Daemon going on to confirm in this video from Stellar that institutions are already here, right? And I mean, it's only going to continue to scale from here. We might experience some trials and tribulations like this most recent pullback. It's nothing too significant or anything, in my personal opinion, to be worried about just yet, because we're still sitting comfortably above $3 trillion market cap in crypto. But still, Doing deep research like this will allow you to survive in this market long term. When you take away, to revert back to my original post and how I opened today's call, right? The best part of these crypto pullbacks, people start to realize Moonboy hype won't get them far. You need to turn to research. When the market is dropping, when the market is tanking, when the market's pulling back, when everybody's fearful, how are you going to survive? Portfolio reallocations, rebalancing your portfolios, taking profits, doing research on assets that are going to survive when others aren't performing well, when others are going to shit, so on and so forth. It's going to require research. It's going to require elbow grease on your behalf to stop paying attention to all the bullish moonboy and all the hype that is always constantly flooding the markets, and instead pay attention to individuals like myself and many others out there that are actually providing value. So I hope that in today's video breakdown, you gathered some of that value. Like I said, I try to keep this as non-opinionated and biased as possible. I am bullish on the XDC network and XDC, the digital asset, long term. I'm not telling you guys to go out there and buy it or invest in it, but I hope that after today's video breakdown, if you're new to XDC, this kind of gave you an awakening to start to do a little bit more research on it. And if you already hold XDC, this kind of enlightened you as to why I'm so bullish on it and why you can be as we progress throughout the remainder of this year and heading into 2025. All right. So many blessings to you guys. As always, bringing you all the realest juice in the market, cooking it up for you guys. I really do appreciate you all for tuning in and coming out. Don't forget that if you guys want to be a part of our CYPRX private community, I always got to throw this out there. You can head over to CYPRXtrading.com. We'd love to have you on the team in our private community. So many ways that you can tap in, whether that's through taking a mature strategical approach towards trading, day trading through crypto and forex, whether that's you just want to get your digital assets working for you with our DeFi Wealth 28 Club, or whether that's you want to tap into our crypto research and our institutional deltas in our Discord. There's so many ways that you can tap into CYPRX. Head over to CYPRXtrading.com. You guys will see the holiday discount codes on our homepage that are all going to be available till December 31st. Now, more recently, there were only 30 slots for each of these discount codes available. Now there's probably only like 15 because some of them have been used. So I got to throw that out there as well. There are only limited amounts of these discounts available. So like I said, take advantage of them while they last. As always, many blessings to you guys. Be cognizant. I cannot stress enough that now is the time to really start to fixate your attention on doing research, paying attention to researchers, paying attention to people that are actually providing value, even though, like, look at this video took 48 minutes long, right? We got 1,000 people on the call, but when I post this on YouTube, it's going to get like maybe like 1,000 views, 2,000 views. Number one, because it's long. Number two, because I don't intro with, oh, bullish moonboy hopium and hype. The people that are coming into crypto for the first time, like mom and pops or your uncle or your brother or your sister, that only hear about crypto because some other person made a lot of money, they're not going to be watching stuff like this. And they're not, I promise you guys, those are the people that are not going to survive. So the fact that you just made it through this video breakdown, even if you're not investing in digital assets like XDC, it at least set a standard for you to see how deep you should, to some degree, be diving into the digital assets that are in your portfolio. You should never have a digital asset in your portfolio. Again, this is based off of my own personal opinion, that you are not doing deep research on to understand its utility, its use case, its partnerships, its leadership, who's actually backing the project, what they're actually doing. Have they even developed anything recently? Are they partnered? Are they regulatory compliant? Like all these things you need to be doing research on if you want to survive long term. If you're here to just make quick money, best of luck for you. It does not work out for the masses, and the majority of retail participants in this space actually lose money. Again, the individuals that take a more strategical, mature approach will be the ones that survive this new nascent asset class long term. So with that being said, that's all I got for you guys. Tap in. If you're watching this as a recording, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video breakdown. For all you individuals in America that celebrate the holidays coming up, happy holidays. Be safe, be responsible. Don't make any stupid, immature decisions that are going to put your life in danger, put your friends' lives or your family lives in danger. If you guys are traveling to and from destinations, I hope that you guys are traveling safely, and I hope you guys make it to and from those destinations safely. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video breakdown.